Thank you, Mr President. I'd like to thank the Honourable Nicola Centofanti, the Honourable Justin Hanson, the Honourable Connie Benares and the Honourable Robert Sims for their contributions and indeed support. I will touch on the fact that we have amended the motion to focus on medicinal cannabis, and this is the inaugural Medicinal Cannabis Week for Australia. In fact, you can read all about it in Seniors magazine, and I shall refer to that, noting that in that magazine, where they have a profile piece on Lucy Haslam, who now heads an organisation called United in Compassion, who came to this issue and came to prominence because her son Dan was in significant pain dealing with his cancer, and his father, Lucy's husband, a former drug cop, sourced illegal cannabis to assist him in the town of Tamworth. The town of Tamworth, through their support of that family, educated and informed themselves and created a movement that actually then got Premier Mike Baird on board. In fact, turned things around in the country. And so often that law that people have referred to, where we legalised medicinal cannabis in this country and back in 2016, is called Dan's Law. However, I will note that the hashtag Fix Dan's Law continues to be as relevant today as it was back in 2017. There are still issues with the way we went about legalising medicinal cannabis. I note that while we expect, and in fact last year, the number of those prescribed medicinal cannabis doubled in a year, and we expect it to be some 670,000 patients in Australia by the year 2030, which is not that far away. 1 in 10 doctors prescribe. However, 80% of patients think that all doctors should be able to prescribe. We know there's lacking education, not just in the community, but within the medical profession as well. And it's no surprise that they weren't necessarily trained in this, given it was an illicit substance. We also know that the majority of those patients with those legal prescriptions are sourcing black market medication. So we continue to see patients criminalised through the lack of availability, the lack of affordability, and of course with the recent driving announcements and the ongoing drug driving laws, the lack of adaptation of our laws to reflect the legality of a medicine continues to criminalise patients. There is much to learn. This is an issue that I note when I moved the original motion. A motion was moved in the other place that very same week by the member for Mount Gambier, who has a long history and passion for this cause, and there was unanimous support in the other place in support of recognising that we have far more to do on medicinal cannabis, but also the important role it has played in these last 6 years. I look forward to a constructive, productive and collegiate joint committee. I think I'll never get over that particular pun, but we have serious work ahead. Played an important role. Indeed. But it's a really important issue to so many thousands of people in our nation, where we have a fiction of a law that we've told them will now serve them that doesn't serve them. It's a broken law. We need to fix Dan's Law, and I hope that this committee will go a long way to doing that, as well as addressing the myriad of other issues that face us with access and affordability and availability and information and destigmatisation of medicinal cannabis, but also the opportunity for our state to perhaps support an industry that is helping people to live better lives. With that, I commend the motion.